How's it going? So, public education has been neglecting the health of school children. That leads to childhood obesity. Public schools do not use their funds to provide their students with a healthy environment, and parents are so dependent on that because they're so overwhelmed with work and stuff. So they believe that sending their kids to school and stuff will hopefully give them like a better environment and have nutritional meals and proper daily exercises. But instead, they've been installing vending machines full of junk food, with sodas and junk food that's filled with like sugar, and the main ingredient is glucose, which leads to type 2 diabetes. And type 2 diabetes has been in large increase in the past decade, and it's all linked to non-nutritional foods. And school cafeterias have been providing junk food and fast food, such as pizza, hamburgers, deep-fried French fries, tater tots, and sloppy joes. And the reason is that is because it's quick and easy, and it's at a low cost. And only a few students meet the guidelines for their daily fruits and vegetables. And public schools has been reducing their physical education activities as well. Kids spend about 7 hours a day watching TV and video games. And that's reflected because of the activities that they do at school, and all they do is just sit down and listen all day. And they don't do outdoor activities as they're supposed to. And because of that, it's because of the budget cuts, they've been decreasing PE classes. 92% of elementary school nationwide don't have daily physical education classes year-round. And less than a quarter of high school students take PE classes. That leaves only 8% of elementary schools in the nation that offers PE classes. Schools need to help the school kids to be more active and have a healthier diet. And instead of vending machines full with sodas and junk food, they should replace it with bottles of water and granola bars. That way kids will have a healthier choice if they have access to them. Type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure will lead to heart disease. And more than 70% of children who are obese and overweight will lead on to an unhealthy adult life.
Well, I know what the topic is at the beginning, but I'm not really sure what your claim is. It seems like you're going in several directions. At first, I thought that you were setting up what the secondary issues were going to be, but it just seemed like you had a string of arguments that are connected to each other, and they're all claims without any development or proof on them. And I thought, okay, well, that's going to be what you end up talking about, but it's not really the structure that you follow. It just seems to be the first part of your first argument on this issue. So you need to lay this material out a lot more carefully. I couldn't tell you for sure what the secondary claims in the speech were, and that should be something that's relatively easy for the audience to pick out. So your labeling on that needs to be stronger also. The strongest supporting information that you had was the statistical information about the PE classes, the infrequency with which students are required to engage in physical education, all those kinds of things. But there's no source citation on that, and that's a problem for almost all of the information in the speech. I get a lot of stuff that sounds like claims as opposed to data, and there's no source for the data that is presented. If some of what you're presenting is somebody else's claim, they're an authority and this is their opinion, well, you would get some credibility from that if you would provide us with their authority and why they are knowledgeable enough about this that we should trust them, but we're not getting any of that in the speech, so that's problematic. You had one argument about the amount of TV watching that's going on, and I'm trying to figure out, well, how's that related to the schools? Is your claim that they are failing, the schools are failing to meet their requirements? And if that's the claim, what's that got to do with the kids watching so much TV? You know, they're so bored at school that they have to go home to watch TV to get out of their stupor. I'm not sure what the impact of that argument is, except that it's general background information. There's a good argument here, I think, about the lack of physical education and nutrition in the schools, and that the failure is either because we've changed our priorities or we've neglected to develop it as much as it needs to be. But you've only kind of identified what the subject area is. You haven't really developed the argument on that. And I think that as a consequence, I think we're left with a little bit of wanting when it comes to proof on those points. People might nod their head and feel like they agree with you on some of those things, but I'm not sure that they would know why they would agree with you on those things. And you were going to give me another version of the final draft?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.